so we'll get started on the comedy portion. Can I call on Salma? I honestly can't see. It's really, like, I'm blind right now, but Salma, where are you? Oh, there you are.
Everyone make some noise for Christina. Hi, everyone. First, make some noise for yourselves for coming out. This is amazing. Round of applause. Who's been to a comedy show recently? Oh, wow. Only 2 people. Cool. We'll just go through some housekeeping rules in the beginning. So during the actual performances, don't heckle, and heckle is just talking at the comedian when they're saying something, unless they actually directly pick on you. Put your phones away, make sure they're on silent, and then lastly, just laugh. Our trauma is on the table for you to laugh at, so you're allowed to do that. So I'm super excited to be here. I was actually late coming because my neighbor confused me for their Uber driver, so I'm just kidding, my husband doesn't let me drive. I'm also kidding. I don't have a husband. I'm single. I'm 27 and single, which to my parents means that I'm old enough to be a mother of 3, but I'm too young to be allowed to stay out past 10 p.m. So I'm an engineer, but I'm still trying to do that math. Anybody's birthday today? Anyone? Anybody have a birthday recently? Yeah? When was your birthday? Yeah. November 11. What's your name? Sabika. Everybody give it up for Sabika. That's a little bit belated. November 16. Give it up for the most recent one. I don't mean to make everything about myself, but I do. Do you guys want to guess when my birthday is? No. It's 9/11. Yeah, this is how much my parents love me. They're like, we don't think it's hard enough to be a visible Muslim woman in the West, so let's just spice that up a bit. My birthday is, September 11, 1991, 91191, that's my date of birth. Now you know all my passwords. But I was on the phone with a lawyer one time, and he asked me, what's your date of birth? I was like, September 11, 1991. And he's like, oh, that's unfortunate. I was like, the 9/11 or the being born part? Because my parents would agree with you more so on the being born part than the 9/11. I'm just kidding. They condemn both incidents. But really, I don't understand why people get so awkwarded out when I tell them that my birthday is 9/11. Where are you going with this? Are you somehow insinuating that, my family carried out 9/11 as some sort of a birthday gift? Because they don't like me enough to put in that much effort. They only remember because it's on the news. Speaking of my parents, I feel like mine are super overprotective because they have this paranoid idea of who I am versus who I actually am in real life. They're convinced I'm currently dating 5 to 7 guys at the same time and low-key going to strip clubs anytime I leave the house at night. Whereas the real me needs 6 of my girlfriend's approval before talking to a boy. And up until last week, I thought Zanzibar was a kebab restaurant. Sometimes I wish I was as cool as my parents accuse me of being. In undergrad, so I did engineering, and in our final year, we have this super intense project. People are in the lab till 3 a.m. They go home, come back at 7 a.m. So I did that, and I wasn't home a lot. And my dad comes up to me in the straightest face. He's like, Salma, are you living with someone? I was like, Dad, I can't even get a guy to tag me in a meme, let alone ask me to move in with him. Your expectations are way high. The last man who's seen me naked was my doctor at birth. You need to remember I'm an engineer. My social skills are not the smoothest. Anybody's mom trying to sell them to the highest bidder? Or just the first bidder? Not even the just the first one? Yeah. My mom has spent my entire adult life throwing me at the first breathing man she sees. And she gets mad at me too. She thinks I'm asking for the moon. She's like, Selma, come on. Selma, why not? Just why not him? I'm like, Mama, that's the mailman. This is our first time meeting. Do you guys want to hear about the time where I went on a blind date with my father, who is an imam? Yeah. Okay, so my dad is like, Selma, I really want you to meet this guy. Come to Panera Bread at exactly 7 p.m. because my father, who has a more lit social life than me, has like a poker's night every Friday night with his friends, but like just without the poker because that's not halal. And he's like, I want you to meet this guy, whatever. So he tells me, so I get there late because I was stuck in traffic. So I get there like an hour late and I walk in and I see my father and like right across from him is this senior citizen. And I'm like, oh, I probably like missed the guy. And now I'm like crashing my father's like grandpa's night out. Turns out, no, the senior citizen was the guy. He was like 35, I'm kidding. But to me, it was a big deal. Anyway, so I like start to approach the table. He's like jumping up and down in his seat and he's like, wow. And I'm like, oh my God, I almost like called the police under the table. Do you understand? I was traumatized. This man then proceeds to talk about himself for 3 hours. And he tells me, he's like, my number one condition for marriage is that I don't want my wife to wear any makeup outside of the house. Like, you could be a serial killer, no problem. Just no makeup outside of the house. I was like, how did you come to this country? And he's like, yeah, that's a great story. I was working for a company internationally, and they sent me here for training, and then that's when I moved here. I was like, what's the company called? He's like, oh, not sure if you've heard of it, Sephora. Sephora, like the makeup company? So, like, not only was he like, if you're going to marry me, you're not allowed to wear any makeup outside of the house, but also that Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick doesn't even match your skin tone. And then he looks at me and he's like, you're fine though, but like just like maybe what you're wearing could be a little better. And I was like, did you just outline my boobs in front of my dad? I was like, Bob, are you gonna say anything to him or are you just gonna let him talk to your daughter like this? And then my dad like finally breaks the silence and he's like, you know, actually, you sir, what you are saying this one is exactly what I tell her every day of my life. You are the perfect husband material. I want to marry you. And then I like waited in the car and I left my father with his soulmate. And they ran away together. I'm just kidding, they didn't. But after that day, do you guys know what the word fob means? F-O-B? It's like, yeah, like fresh off the boat or like fresh off the plane if you're an Arab. So after that day, I was like, Baba, you know what? Like, I'm never going to marry anybody you bring me. And then, like, I actually started talking to someone in the summer, and I met him, like, through mutual friends. And this is how you know how messed up I am. Like, because things were going, like, so great and we were hitting it off, I was like, I don't know. I feel like I'm, like, 60% into this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this person responds to my text so quickly. Like, where's the extreme ups and downs? You know what I'm, like, that's what I'm living for. That's what I'm used to. My friends were like, Sanma, that's, like, not healthy. And I was like, listen, nobody said healthy was happiness, okay? And then things got really bad with him. Like, there was a lot of drama with his family and stuff. And then I was like, oh, I'm ready. I, like, strapped in my seatbelt. I was like, this man is my soulmate. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, recently, actually, I'm going to pick on someone here. What's your name, sir? Tim, do you happen to know the name of what I'm wearing on my head, what it's called? Oh, I know, I put you on the spot. You're at a woke comedy show. Yeah. Yes, give it up for Tim, everyone. It's called the hijab. I often get a lot of questions about it. People often ask me, are you hot in that? The answer is yes. But I'm hotter without it. When someone tells me that I'm pretty and I'm wearing the hijab, I'm like, you fool, you haven't even seen me in my final form. Here's a follow-up question, though. Did you know that the hijab fashion industry is actually a multi-million-dollar industry? Yep, you know how I know? Because white men are getting in on it. Yep, should have raided our closets, not our countries, am I right? I'm just kidding, Tim. Recently I saw like this company actually release a new hijab. Now I'd say this was made with like a $12 fishnet Fabricland fabric sprinkled with some Dollarama glitter. And it was being sold for, I'm not kidding, $325 US. $325 for a hijab? Better freaking wrap me in the arms of God himself. Better better blow dry my hair underneath that none of you are gonna see. You know what I'm saying? Better turn into an invisibility cloak when a racist walks by. Like, want to make sure I'm getting my money's worth. Anybody go to any weddings this summer? Yeah, how many weddings? Just like shout it out. We just want, wow. Okay, you guys need to get yourself some Muslim friends. You know why? Our first date comes with cake and 500 other guests. Has anybody ever caught the bouquet at a wedding? No, no one. Okay, well, I mean, it's bullshit, so that's fine. This is what I notice always goes down, right? Like, nobody asks for the bouquet to be thrown. It's just, like, enforced upon us, right? We're all just, like, chilling, and then an announcement goes off. And they're like, excuse me, can we get all the single ladies, everybody who binges Netflix till 3 a.m. crying over the crush that doesn't know they exist, everyone who's re-downloaded Tinder for the 16th time this year, please make your way out to the front. We're about to toss the bouquet, right? And then everyone at my table's like, ugh, we're too good for that. And they're like, okay, maybe we'll just go watch. They're like, okay, maybe we'll just get closer. They're like, okay, maybe we'll just rip a bitch's hijab off, okay? Give it to me. None of you can say that last line because it is a hate crime. All right, you guys ready to get this show started?